Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you my summer reading recommendations. So these are books that I thought would be perfect to read in the summertime. In the summer I tend to read a little bit more contemporaries with a mix of historical fiction and some fantasy as well, but I try to keep these things kind of light. Like the contemporaries, I think have to be atmospheric. They kind of remind me of summertime, so that's kind of my thinking going into that, and then some fun fantasy ones that I think you guys will enjoy. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So first I have kind of a magical realism book, and it is The Peachkeeper by Sarah Addison Allen. So basically it takes place in the deep south of America, so like in the summertime, so I feel like it's perfect. But basically it follows like this family that had this feud over like hundreds of years ago. I'll kind of read at the back here. So it says, it's the dubious distinction of 30-year-old Willa Jackson to hail from a fine old southern family of means that met with financial ruin generations ago. The Blue Ridge Madam, built by Willa's great-great-grandfather and once the finest home in Walls of Water, North Carolina, has stood for years as a monument to misfortune and scandal. Willa has lately learned that an old classmate, socialite Paxton Osgood, has restored the house to its former glory with plans to turn it into a top-flight inn. But when a skeleton is found buried beneath the property's lone peach tree, long-kept secrets come to light, accompanied by a spate of strange occurrences throughout the town. So this one is really fun because it does take place in the south during the summertime. I feel like in terms of atmosphere it's perfect for like the southern nights. So I really enjoyed this one, and I read it a couple years ago, but these ones are really quick reads as well, so they're just kind of fun. They have like a little magical aspect in there as well, so I think you guys really enjoy this one. So next I have Firefly Lane by Kristin, and this was a book that I read maybe 4 years ago, I want to say. So it follows two friends, Kate and Tully, and it basically shows their friendship over the course of 3 decades and the ups and downs of it. And I feel like this is a very good book to read in the summer because it does have that contemporary element, and it shows like their friendship in the summertime. A lot of it takes place in the summer in Seattle, which kind of those like, you know, humid nights with like the crickets and the fireflies going. I think it's perfect, but I believe this book does a really good job at showcasing the complexities of female relationships and just how important they are and how they change as we get older. And so I really enjoyed that aspect of this book, and I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy this as well. Next I have a fantasy series that's probably one of my favorites of all time, and this is like the spin-off series. So this one came out in August last year, so I think this is a perfect time to read this one if you've read the original series, and then the new one comes out this year in August as well, so I think this will be a good time to read it. And it is the Dance of Thieves trilogy by Mary E. Pearson, and this is a spin-off series to the Remnant Chronicles. And so I really like this. It takes place, I'm trying to be vague in the kind of description of it because it is kind of a continuation of the storyline, but it takes place 6 years after the events of the last book, and it just kind of takes off from there. But this book lived up to the hype in every which way. It was amazing, so fast paced, so many twists and turns, and the ending was just crazy. So I'm really excited. Me and my friend are going to be buddy reading this soon, and so yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I think you guys will really enjoy this series as well. The author is just really good, so if you haven't read the Remnant Chronicles, read the Remnant Chronicles and then read this because they're amazing. So this is a book that I read when it first came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's gained a lot of popularity because of the popular TV show, but I think a lot of people will really like this, and I think this is like the quintessential summer read. And so it is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. So basically this is like a satire of kind of society in a sense, basically like over competitiveness in people, and just like how people can be so competitive even if they're parents in high school, or like parents for kindergartners, and just all that. So basically the premise of this, there's a person that's murdered, but we don't know who the person is murdered, but we see different perspectives and like the people's commentary. It may not actually be correct, but just kind of their dialogue there, and it kind of just like shows the events leading up to the murder. It's really good. The TV show is also very good as well, but I think this is a fun book going into it going into it not knowing too much about the plot, but it's really just a really fun summer read as well. So I definitely want to reread this, and I think I might in the summer, we'll see, but yeah, it was really, really good and I highly recommend it. And lastly, this is probably one of my favorite historical fiction slash like mysteries almost, and it is The Secret Keeper by Kate Morton. So this follows a girl who is very young growing up, and she witnesses her mother stab someone and kill them like at their house, and she's lived with that secret for so many years. But when her mother is on her deathbed, she kind of relives all this stuff. So she's trying to piece together who her mother was, and it flashes back to England during World War II, during the Blitz, and kind of how the two stories are intertwined. And yeah, Kate Morton is probably one of my favorite authors of all time. I've read all of her books, and I highly recommend you check this author out. I think a good place to start is The Secret Keeper. If you really like historical fiction novels that kind of have some mystery where you're trying to figure out something with the characters, this is really good. The author does a really good job at making this very atmospheric, and I read these 2 summers ago actually, so I think it's perfect to read in the summer. Like, I flew through it. I remember reading like 300 pages in one sitting. Like, I couldn't put it down. So I think you guys will really like this as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite summer reads are and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.